rideshare drivers learn to read people quickly. It's a skill sharpened by long hours on the road, noticing tired eyes, anxious hands, and rushed voices. Most nights are predictable airport runs, late-night diners, friends heading home from bars. But every city has its own stories, and among rideshare drivers in certain parts of the United States, one story circulates quietly. They call it the shadow passenger. No official reports mention anything supernatural, and rideshare companies have never acknowledged such an incident. But drivers sharing late-night conversations in parking lots or online forums speak cautiously about one experience that repeats with unnerving consistency. The details change slightly from person to person, but the core of the story remains the same. A passenger appears in the back seat without ever being picked up. Our story begins with a driver working in a mid-sized city large enough for steady traffic, but small enough that the outskirts quickly turn into empty stretches of road. He'd been driving since early evening, and as midnight approached, the streets grew quieter. Light mist hung in the air, softening the glow of the street lights. He received a ping for a pickup near a neighborhood on the edge of town. The location wasn't unusual. People sometimes requested rides from dimly lit corners or quiet residential streets. He accepted the trip and drove toward the pin on his map. When he arrived, there was no one outside. No porch lights. No sound except the distant hum of the highway. He waited a moment, then sent a message to the rider. No response. He waited another minute, a common courtesy among drivers, and finally prepared to cancel the ride. That was when the interior light flickered. He looked up at the rearview mirror reflexively. Back seat was empty, just a faint reflection of his own tired eyes. He reached out to tap the no-show button on his phone, but before his finger touched the screen, he heard it. The soft sound of fabric shifting. A pressure light but unmistakable settled into the back seat. He checked the mirror again. A shape sat behind him. It wasn't fully visible, but it was there in outline, darker than the shadows around it, as if the air itself had taken on weight. It sat motionless, facing forward. The driver's pulse quickened. He blinked hard, hoping exhaustion was just playing a trick on him. When he looked again, the shape remained. Its edges were blurred, its form unclear, but he could feel eyes watching him through the mirror. He turned his head slightly, but the moment he broke his line of sight with the mirror, the shape leaned forward, not in a visible way, but he could feel it, as if the reflection lagged just behind reality. He whispered, "Hello." There was no answer, only silence thickening in the car. He checked the app again. The ride had assigned itself. The name field displayed no letters, just an empty space where a passenger ID should have been. He swallowed hard and put the car in drive, unsure of what else to do. The navigation automatically selected a destination, a point far outside the city where the road narrowed between vast open farmland. The driver considered ending the trip, but a strange heaviness had settled over the back seat, as though discouraging any sudden movement. So he drove. The mist thickened around him. The city lights faded into the distance. With every mile, the shape in the mirrors seemed to become more defined, not detailed, not human, but undeniably present. A slumped shoulder, the curve of a head, the impression of clothing that seemed to absorb rather than reflect light. At one point, he smelled something faint, a scent of damp earth, like soil turned over just after a rain. It drifted forward gently, then disappeared before he could fully identify it. He gripped the steering wheel harder. Halfway to the mysterious destination, the shape shifted. Not physically, its outline remained still in the mirror, but the driver felt the weight shift in the seat, as though someone had leaned to one side. A soft pressure brushed the back of his headrest, not a touch, but a chilling proximity. He said quickly, his voice small in the cabin, "I don't know who you are, but please don't do anything." The road narrowed further. Trees arched over the car, their branches like skeletal fingers. The last street light vanished behind him like a shutting door. The GPS gave no estimated time, no distance, just a single, insistent arrow pointing forward. When he dared to look at the mirror again, he saw something new. A faint glimmer right where a face should have been. Not features, just a suggestion of a face-shaped area reflecting less light. Then the darkness around it, like a hole punched into the shadows. He almost stopped the car right there, but then something unexpected happened. Voice not through sound, but like a thought brushing through his own mind seemed to whisper. It had no words, just a feeling, asterisk, keep going, asterisk. He shuddered, his breath fogging the mirror slightly. Then, His headlights illuminated something ahead an intersection he didn't remember ever seeing before. A stop sign stood crookedly at the corner, rust coating its edges. Beyond it, a dirt road stretched into absolute emptiness. The arrow on his GPS pointed straight down that dirt road. He stopped at the sign. For a long moment, neither he nor the shape moved. The air inside the car felt dense, heavy, as though the vehicle itself was holding its breath. He whispered, "I can't go any farther." The shape leaned forward in the mirror. Not dramatically, just enough that its outline changed, like a person shifting in their seat. And then the app ended the ride. No animation, no sound. Just a sudden stop. The screen went blank for half a second before returning to his driver dashboard. The pressure in the back seat evaporated instantly. The air cleared. The normal sounds of the night returned. Crickets chirped outside. The low hum of the engine felt normal again. He whipped his head around. The back seat was completely empty. He locked the doors, his hands shaking. The road ahead seemed darker now, as though his headlights struggled to push past something unseen. He turned the car around and drove back toward the city, refusing to even glance at his rearview mirror. Only when he reached the bright, sterile lights of a gas station did he finally stop to catch his breath. He checked his trip history. No record of the ride existed. No fare. No name. Nothing. Over the next few weeks, he mentioned the incident to a few other drivers. None of them laughed. Instead, a couple of them nodded grimly. One said, "Happened to me on the north side last year." Another driver told him, "It only shows up when you're tired or when the night just feels heavy." A third driver added, "If it gets in your car, don't take it too far. Just stop at the first intersection you come to." When he asked why, the driver just shrugged. "Because that's where it always leaves." Folklore grows quickly around stories like this, stories rooted in modern life, where technology meets isolation. Some say the shadow passenger is just a hallucination caused by exhaustion. Others say it's a glitch in the app that plays tricks on the mind. And some insist it's something else entirely, something looks for people driving alone in the dark. Whatever the truth is, some drivers still avoid certain neighborhoods after midnight. Some keep good luck charms on their dashboards. And many, without ever admitting it, find themselves checking their mirrors a little too often. Because if the stories hold any truth, the shadow passenger isn't looking for a destination. It's just looking for a ride. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. Stay safe out there.